transformation in 3, 2, 1, and boom, guys. This is what it looks like with our customized hip padding. You're going to be learning all of that in this video. Let's begin. We're working on this particular skirt. I'm using this skirt as illustration, and we can see how is looking like. You can see how the padding has taken shape and given it the protruding effects. Okay, I'm sure when you even measure the waist, you can already see the hip. This is the class you need to level up your neckline sewing game. In this class, we're going to be looking at 20 different necklines, how to draft these necklines. We're even going to be touching up on drafting your basic bodice pattern from the scratch. I'm going to be giving you the guide you need for drafting the pattern. We are even going to be doing a live call for this particular bodice pattern. Once we've gotten this bodice pattern, every other thing is just easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now onto the necklines. We're going to be looking at the dart contouring, dart tightening, the percentage you need, how to shape every single thing that will always make your neckline game top notch. If this is something you're interested in, you need to hurry up and sign up for the class, as you definitely need this one to improve your sewing skills. All details for registration can be found on the flyer. See you in class, guys. All right, so we have sewn our skirt up. We have this pencil skirt. We're using a skirt to illustrate how to pad the hip, and we also have our lining this way in one piece. Okay, we've joined the side seams, and this is just the zipper area. Now to figure out where this padding is going to start from, you know that this is the dart line here, right? I hope you can see it. Let me bring it closer. This is the dart line here. The padding can start just outside the dart line, just outside it, or right on it. So I'm just going to draw on this. So your padding can be this way, up onto the waist, and then go down this way. You can see how it formed like a semicircle. I hope you can see, guys. Don't worry, I'll wipe it off. Let me draw it so that it's visible. Okay, and then the same thing here. That's how wide the padding will be. So let me tell you how the length from here to about here, 13 inches long for the padding, and then the widest part here, about 6 inches. So we'll do a semicircle that is 13 inches long and 6 inches wide. We have to do for this one, and then for the back, this way to this way to. For the back, you can decide you want to make it get to the bum area, close there. The back could be different from the front, so we can move 1 inch away from that zipper area and then just do the back this way. That's if you also want to pad the back. So instead of it just stopping around here, you have increased it to that area. Let's see what we'll be having. The width now for the back is about 8.5 inches, and the length should still be 13 inches. The length should still be 13 inches. So back 8.5 wide, front 6 inches wide. The length still remains the same. So we are going to cut semicircles of that dimension, and the thing will layer, because just one of this hard wording, this is what we're going to be using for padding the wording. You need about 1 yard to do that, or a little more than 1 yard. So just one of this, once you put it here, will not give you the padding effect. You need to cut to layer it up. So once you have put here, you put again here, layer it up, layer it up. Each of these layers could be 1 inches apart. That's 1 inches wider than the next one. So the more the layer, the more it will have the real padding effect. So see how many layers? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7 layers for this back. So you cut 7 of these semicircles, 7 for the left hand side, 7 for the right hand side. And then here for this front, let's see how many layers we'll need. Cut here. So you can do this on your fabric just to understand it. Mm. So for the front, you have one, two, three, four, five. 5 layers for the front. So 5 here, 5 here. For the front, you need a total of 10 layers. For the back, you need a total of 14 layers. So we are going to start cutting these semicircles. Remember the widest part and then use that dimension to follow through to the end. Okay. So let me start cutting it already. So remember, we said the widest one would be 8.5 inches wide for the back, right? And then about 13 inches long. All right, so this is the first layer for the back. Remember, you need to keep layering, keep layering, keep layering, keep layering. 7 layers for the back. So let's continue cutting. All right, guys, so we have cut the front padding and the back padding. Remember the semicircles we had? I just cut it in that shape that we drew, if you can see it, right? And then for each one, there's one shorter till I got this one too. All these parts, all the straight lines will be the one that will be at the side seam. And then you see that when the layering comes towards the middle, it just flattens out. That's the essence of reducing it, right? So this ones will be for the front and the back. Can you see already? You can see how it's puffing up. Then this will be the back too. So this back is particularly to enhance maybe bum if the person is not really endowed, and then this part too. So for the back, I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I decided to make it 6 because it's already becoming so puffy. So this is how the pad will be for each side, for each layer. Now for you to be able to assemble this, you need to assemble these 2 pairs. That's this back to this front this way. You need to join it up together this way. So you can actually even fuse them together by ironing. Just place your iron, but you need to put a cloth on it so that everything sticks, right? You put the cloth, after which you can trim the cloth off or pull the cloth off. Just use a hanky, a piece of fabric. Instead of sewing, just use your iron to fuse it together. But when you're going to be arranging it, make sure this side that fuses is like facing you. All the side that fuses should face you. Look at this one now. It's not the fusible side, so you make it the fusible so that everything just sticks together. That will be a faster way. Let's fuse it together instead of sewing. All right, guys. So you are going to be cutting another lining. That's a circular piece like this. You can see how it's giving that shape. You're going to cut this lining in a circular form, placing both the right, that's the front and the back together right there in the middle. And then you just cut something that is going to go around the circumference, just as what we are having here. So after you cut, you baste this. You need to baste it to the cutout first of all. After basting, then we're then going to fold this on it this way. We're going to fold it this way, you see, and then I'll now sew it to hold everything together. All right, so here is what we're going to be having after stitching or basting round the whole perimeter. This is it here, and this is it for the other hip. Now we're going to get the lining. We're going to get the lining. Here's the lining piece. This is the waistline here. We're going to take each of this padding. So this side for the front will be on the front area this way, making sure that this middle line is actually matching up there. Okay, so this is what we should be having. Now you want to actually pin both the padding and the lining. So you're going to be covering it up. All this wording, you won't see it anymore. I'm going to be covering it up this way and just pinning around the area. And then same applies here. This one, place it this way, making sure that whatever you moved from the top, if you're using 1 inch, remember it shouldn't be less than 1 inch because it's just graduating from there. Okay, then you just want to pin, making sure this seam line aligns with the side seam of your skirt. Okay, so this is what you'll be having once you have pinned, and you want to properly sew this together. Okay, so let us sew around this, and it will now be one single piece on the lining like this. Can you see how the padding is already having effect? That's how much you now have the hip. Okay, that's how much even the bum area will now have the push. So let's baste it round. You can decide to hand sew or you can use your sewing machine. Anyone is fine. All right, so here is the after effect of the pad, like we already mentioned. And here is the skirt we are actually going to be working on. So what we're going to do is place the wrong side of this lining, that's the part that has the seam, and match it up to the wrong side. So wrong side to wrong side. But if you're going to be doing a bandless skirt, that's the one where you're not putting any waistband, then you are going to be matching it right side to right side so that you can flip it to this way. Okay, so I'll pin the seams, that's the side seams first. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is do my basting stitch and also finish this zipper area. I'm going to finish it off so that it's neat on that part. Do the basting stitch along the waistline, and then we put the waistband. Just do every other thing you need to do to neaten up the skirt, and we see how it looks in just a minute. All right, so we have put the lining with the main skirt. Okay, so here is what we have. Guys, you can woo! Can you see what we're having already? Yay, yay, yay. This is awesome. I love this. I love this. I love this. We have come to the end of this video, guys. I absolutely am in love with this creation. You can already see the transformation with your own eyes. Okay, so if this is something you're going to be trying out, please tag me to your creations. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to give me a huge thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. So we'll see you in our next tutorial. Stay safe. God bless you all. Bye.